It's like the wrestling world doesn't want me to focus or make other content or look into other things because the fact of the matter is, the one thing that I did not expect to do is to make another video today. But the fact of the matter is, I've been seeing rumors now that The Rock is being discussed as a possible winner for the Royal Rumble. And even though it was a couple of days ago when we did our way too early preview for WrestleMania, the fact of the matter is, the one thing that was not penciled in was the possibility of The Rock being the guy who wins the Royal Rumble. The fact of the matter is, this year's Royal Rumble is, much like WrestleMania, the first Royal Rumble without Vince McMahon in power. And after last year's disappointing Royal Rumble match with the controversial finish or the controversial aftermath of what happened with Shane McMahon, the fact that the surprise entries were nothing to write home about, and the fact that the winner could have been predicted from a mile away. The fact of the matter is, it was lazy booking from WWE. It was lazy from WWE at Royal Rumble last year. So saying that they even are considering the fact to do something similar this year is a shame. I understand that it's not definite. I understand that it could be a backup plan. I understand that whatever they are anticipating of the possibility could be something that is just a possibility and not something that is definitive or something that is going to happen. But the fact of the matter is that the fact of the matter is that it's even something that they are considering is a shame. Because truth be told, The Rock should not be even on a short list of people to win the Royal Rumble match, because there are plenty of people, a plethora, if you will, of people that should be on that list of people to win the Royal Rumble, because there are a number of people within the WWE that have not won the Royal Rumble yet. Number one, that deserve the opportunity to call themselves the number one contender for the World Championship at WrestleMania. And I understand how desperate WWE is to do Roman Reigns versus The Rock. But the fact of the matter is, it should not be for the WWE Championship, because there is no reason why at this point The Rock should be challenging for the WWE Universal Championship. Because in my opinion, number one, with how famous The Rock is, with how The Rock is within the ranks of Hollywood, with how wildly known he is within the ranks of Hollywood, with the XFL, and with other obligations The Rock has now, could anyone legitimately believe that The Rock is somebody that we want to see as undisputed Universal Champion? Because the fact of the matter is, we just had the issues with Roman Reigns not defending the title, not being around, and not being an active champion, and the fact that WWE needs to break up the belt again. So putting the champion in a match against someone who will have a more lax schedule than he already does, if he is Universal Champion, how does that make sense? How does that make absolutely any sense of something that is even worth considering in this position? I know we are in December. I know that Royal Rumble is still over a month away. But the fact of the matter is, the fact that I even saw that it was a possibility, I even saw that it was something that is being discussed, that they are considering. It made me want to set up this video. It made me want to talk to you about my opinion, talk to you about my thoughts, talk to you about the fact that The Rock is not money when it comes to fighting for the Universal Championship, because who actually wants to see The Rock versus Roman Reigns for the Universal title? And I'm not saying that fans do not want to see The Rock versus Roman. They do. just not with Roman's world title on the line, because we have been complaining, we have been hungry for somebody to defeat Roman Reigns and become the world's champion and bring that title back to being an active and involved championship. And even USA Network wants an active and involved champion on Monday Night Raw because they miss having a world champion on Monday Night Raw. Not that WWE should have conferred with USA Network about the possibility of unifying the tag team, about unifying the World's Championship, because the initial plan wasn't to have Roman's schedule diminish. The initial plan was to have Roman's schedule be the same as it was before he beat Brock Lesnar for the Universal Champion, for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania last year. But that changed after the fact. After they already made Roman the champion. In my opinion, those on the list of possible winners for the Royal Rumble that don't include The Rock, because The Rock should not be in that match unless you want to put The Rock in the Royal Rumble, here's what you do. You want to put The Rock in the Royal Rumble, here's what you do. Have the Bloodline cost The Rock. Have the Bloodline cost The Rock the Royal Rumble match, or even have Sami Zayn be the reason The Rock wins, which then leads to the Elimination Chamber, or whatever the February pay-per-view is going to be, where Roman Reigns fights Sami Zayn, defending his championship. If you do want to put The Rock in as Roman Reigns' opponent for WrestleMania and pencil him in for a title defense, then the least you could do is have Roman defend his championship both nights at WrestleMania and not just the one, because maybe, just maybe in that situation, then the second night you have the opt-out clause of Roman being tired, Roman being exhausted, Roman being not at 100% because he just fought The Rock the night before. But if you can have someone else set up as an opponent for Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, then why can't you not book The Rock in a world title match? Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins. If Bobby Lashley defeats Brock Lesnar in the inevitable third match, which if they do an international pay-per-view after in January before the Royal Rumble, then it is more than likely, in my opinion, that you will see Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar in round 3 of their back and forth rivalry. That if Bobby Lashley does defeat Brock Lesnar, then there is no reason why Bobby Lashley should not be in consideration to fight Roman Reigns for the World's Championship. And then if that's the case, then Bobby Lashley could be considered a Royal Rumble contender. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Finn Balor. The list goes on and on and on of possible people that could be legitimate people ahead of The Rock that should be considered to win the Royal Rumble match. Even though I did just come up with an idea of a way for The Rock to win the Royal Rumble and for it to play into the story, to add to the bigger picture. The fact of the matter is, that does not mean that I believe The Rock should win. That means that if they really truly want to go that direction, there is a way to do it without having it dilute the more important. And the more important is those guys that are there every single week. The money match is unquestionably The Rock versus Roman Reigns. I do not disagree or dispute that. But the fact of the matter is, to sit here and say that The Rock should be discussed ahead of active performers, active wrestlers, and active members of the roster as a possible Royal Rumble winner is a damn shame and something that they need to address, because the fact of the matter is The Rock should not be at the top of the list of people to win the Royal Rumble, and active wrestlers should be. And I'm not trying to sound like a mark. I'm trying to sound like somebody who wants to see what Triple H's WWE is going to be, because the fact of the matter is, right now, Roman Reigns is the champion. We are still in Vince McMahon's WWE, and we will be in Vince McMahon's WWE until Roman Reigns is not the WWE champion anymore. And that's a fact. You know, the bigger story is Cody Rhodes. The bigger story is Seth Rollins. The bigger story would be Bobby Lashley challenging Roman Reigns as somebody to dethrone Roman finally and end that run. Because hell, I'll even put it out there. I'm not saying that The Rock and Roman would not be a money match and a match that people want to see, but the fact of the matter is, do you actually believe that The Rock would beat Roman Reigns and be the first person in nearly 3 years to give Roman Reigns a loss? Because in my opinion, I don't see that happening, nor do I want that to happen, because The Rock is not an active wrestler. And I am not saying that that does not mean, I'm not saying that means that it's not a money match or a match that we should want to see. I'm saying that as far as Roman's win-loss record, The Rock should not even be considered for somebody to defeat Roman Reigns, because that is not a match that would make WWE money in the long run. Jim Cornette told this story that in talking to Jim Herd, he said, you'd probably want, you know, if I told you I can make you $1 million, you know, Sid Vicious, you'd want Sid Vicious over Arn Anderson, because Sid Vicious can make you $1 million over in one night. And Jim Herd said, well, what's wrong with that? Nothing. Arn Anderson can make you $1 million every night. Because once you see Sid, it's the law of diminishing. Once you see somebody like Sid Vicious, it's the law of diminishing return. Arn Anderson is somebody that you could see night in and night out, and he will give you a different match every single night because of the type of in-ring performer that he is. The law of diminishing return, it is the same thing within this, that if you keep giving us matches that we want to see, but it is not the match that will change things, it is the law of diminishing return. And you want the title off Roman before people get tired of seeing Roman with the belt. I'm not saying that you make the move now. I'm not saying that you make the move at Royal Rumble or whatever the February pay-per-view is going to be. But I'm saying that if Roman Reigns is the champion at WrestleMania, then in my opinion, Roman Reigns should be defending the title against an active wrestler and not in a match with The Rock. Those are my thoughts on the rumors that have been going around with the Royal Rumble. Inevitably, I will give my predictions on the Royal Rumble. I don't know yet if I'm going to do a way too early predictions on the Royal Rumble or not. But what I do know is, in my opinion, the fact that The Rock is being considered as a possible winner for the Royal Rumble shows we may have to wait until 2024 for another good Royal Rumble. And it may be that Triple H and Steph need to consider the fact that this is their first. So maybe they need to undo the and they need to consider that they need to undo the sour taste in the fans' mouth left by last year's Royal Rumble. But these have been my thoughts on this news. Stay tuned. This should be it as far as news is concerned or videos are concerned today. But let me know down in the comment section below your thoughts on the possibility of not only The Rock winning the Royal Rumble, but being the one who challenges Roman Reigns for the Universal Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania next year. If you were in charge, who would you pick to win the Royal Rumble? Let me know down in the comment section below. And also let me know if you think that Roman Reigns should be defending his title at WrestleMania. Should you have it be where if he does fight The Rock, that he fights both nights? one night against The Rock, one night against the winner of the Royal Rumble, or one night against The Rock, one night against somebody else. And if you do, let me know that. Let me know if you think Roman versus a part-time wrestler is something that WWE should be avoiding for WrestleMania, and maybe save The Rock versus Roman for SummerSlam. Let me know all that and more down in the comment section. And if you're liking this content and want to see more of it, leave a like and subscribe to the channel, because any and all interactions do help and are very much appreciated. And with that being said, before you go, do not forget to ding dong that notification bell to always know when a new video is up on the channel. And I will see you all again soon.